You've probably seen it before. You see a product that has some wild marketing that completely oversells it or even an experience around it. But that's not the case today. Today it's actually quite opposite. We're talking about a GVM SD300B ARO. A genuinely solid light with some of the most questionable marketing specs that I've ever seen in one light. Also, before we start, I gotta say the GVM did not sponsor this video, did not pay me for this. They just sent me the products to review and make an honest review, which is exactly what we're gonna do today. First, let's go back in time a little bit. GVM, which is short for Great Video Maker, was born in 2013, and it was known for giving creators solid gear without asking them to sell a kidney or give up on their firstborn. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. Let's get into it. And now would be a great time for you guys to click on the like and subscribe on my channel. It doesn't cost you anything. It means the world to me. It gets me motivated to do more of these videos because ADD. This is essentially the stripped down, lighter and more user-friendly version of the SD300B Pro. Think of it as a Pro's little sibling, you know, like it's same family, fewer features and somehow bigger price tag. We'll talk about it later. Inside the box, you get a basics. No case, no branding fluff, just a light and a focus reflector, which again, I'll talk about later. And a really long and hefty power cable. It's just like minimalistic energy, you know, like respect. But still, I have one question. Would a soft carrying case really break the budget when you're buying this light? I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again and probably 100 times. Throw in a case with your light, doesn't matter soft or hard, or at least sell one, offer it on your website, because when I open the box, what am I exactly supposed to do with this? To carry it around like a toddler? Pet it and talk to it? If I want to take this light anywhere now, I have to go and find a third-party brand and their bag that fits this light. And that's money that GVM could have earned just by offering a branded case with it. Again, another missed opportunity for free marketing and brand awareness for the brands that are fighting for the attention on the market. But okay, let's leave that on the side. Let's talk about design and the build quality. Design-wise, it's what we've seen from GVM before and from Aperture and well, from all the other brands ever since 300D came out in 2017, I believe. Aluminum meets plastic in a union of budget-friendly functionality. It does feel solid, I'll be honest. It does feel kind of heavy. And if with the fall of the C-stand, probably you would look into C-stand first because it doesn't look like this is gonna break anytime soon. The thing is that GVM says this is a lighter version of SD300B Pro, and the biggest irony is that this actually weighs 2.8 kilos, while the Pro version is 2.7. That's 100 grams heavier for the so-called lightweight model that has no DMX and any other features from the Pro. I guess marketing logic. Controls are as simple as it gets. One dial, one menu button, and LCD screen that tells you what's going on with your light. You're not getting any fancy touchscreen here, but you also won't accidentally change settings just by moving the fingers around the screen. And this cable, it's thick and heavy duty, baby. It looks like it was designed to survive a world tour. It feels like an Aperture quality, to be honest, and that gives me some kind of confidence and peace of mind that this will last for a while. So with that said, GVM, cool thing about this being all-in-one solution, ARO has no ballast, no chunky adapters, just one heavy-duty cable that goes straight into your wall plug. It's streamlined, it's simple, and frankly how it should be when you have all-in-one unit like this. Also, if you want to use this and go portable and shoot outside with it, you can grab their V-mount adapter straight from their website. I think it's like $79, $80, something like that. But out of the box, this is AC only. I like the fact that the reflector that comes with this light is not a regular 7-inch reflector, but it's very narrow and it points the light in one space, which will give you a stronger output from your light. Also worth mentioning about this light is that ARO uses dual fan active cooling system, which keeps it running quietly and cool during extended shoots, and it doesn't make too much noise, so you would have to interrupt your shoot so it could cool down. Compared to the Pro, which also has active cooling, ARO is more minimal in its approach. No DMX control, slightly lower TLCI, and fewer advanced control options to keep it lighter and more budget friendly. The Pro uses external power supply, while ARO integrates everything into a single unit for a quicker setup and way less cables, just one plug in, wall, done. Now, this is the issue that I have with the marketing specs of this light claimed by GVM. They claim that this light has a CRI of 97 plus, which sounds ideal, sounds great for all-in-one unit, right? But here comes the plot twist. Their own website on the same page shows the numbers dipping below 94. What? How can you contradict yourself on the same page. I couldn't measure CRI myself because I currently don't have a device for it, but when a brand's own data calls themselves out on their own website, yikes. Here's another claim by GVM that I also have a little issue with, and that's a real-world Lux output. These are the stats given by GVM about this light, which don't sound bad, right? They actually kind of sound great. But these are the results that I got by testing this light with Sekonic L858DU at full blast. So GVM claims they can get 110,000 lux with this reflector at 6500 kelvins, which seems like a lot knowing that Aperture 300D Mark II makes about 80,000 lux with exactly same wattage. What I actually got in the test with this reflector, the max number that I got was 54,000 lux at 6500 kelvins. Don't get me wrong, these are still some great numbers for all-in-one unit, but that's very, very far from what is promised. But here is the credit where it's due. Reflector that comes with the light does work. It's narrow, it's focused, and jumps output from 3000 lux with a bare bulb to 54,000 lux with it on it. One thing that I noticed when I was looking at specs between Aero and Pro version is that delivery of light per kelvins in the chart is not the same, which leads me kind of to believe that a light version doesn't just have fewer features. I feel like the COB, just like the chip itself, is different as well. Just like its bigger brother, Aero as well has a Bluetooth connection and it can be controlled via dedicated app. But here's a little problem that I had with it. When you open the box, there's a QR code that comes in it that you can scan, and you're expecting to go and download this app kind of immediately with no problem. Instead, you're launched into 2010 version of GVM website with no download button and no directions. So I did what any desperate man in this situation would do, and I went to the App Store and started typing GVM to find their dedicated app. I downloaded it, and then after 15 minutes, I realized that I've got the wrong one. Yes, there is 2 different apps for the GVM lights now, and you need to know which model you have depending on which app you're going to be using. Then I finally found the right one for this light. It's called GVM Link. Once you're in, it actually works great. No issues at all. Pairing was super fast, in a couple of seconds. Controls are very responsive, and everything was there. You can control everything from temperature, intensity, and effects. Even if you walk out, connection gets established again, it gets connected in a couple of seconds, and you're good to go. Speaking of effects, there is a 12 built-in lighting effects inside. For some of them are like fireworks, lighting, TV flicker, you know, all the usual suspects. If you're shooting a moody music video in your bedroom, you're 100% covered. But since this is still COB light, don't expect anything crazy from these lighting effects. They can be useful, but they are limited by chip itself. I already talked about it in this video. Your light does have a bobbins mount. That means that you can put a wide variety of softboxes and mounts on it. They even have their own softboxes and lanterns that you can find on their website. And if you want to use my code, the link is going to be right here on the screen and in the description below. They do say this is all-in-one unit, which is intended to be easy setup, breakdown, in and out as quickly as possible. I get it. All believe in it. But why does the Pro version that has way better specs cost less than the light version of the same light? It just makes no sense. And right before I was making this video, GVM sent me an email that they're actually dropping the price of this light, like a lot. When I got this light for a review, the price was $379. Current price right now on their website, I think it's $229. That's a huge difference because the Pro version is $330. So now this difference actually does make sense. The $100 does make sense for this to be a lighter version. But until this was more expensive than Pro, it was extremely confusing. The original price of $399, for that, you feel like you're comparing yourself to some really high brands with some established lights already, like Small Rig 350D or Jean B300, and yes, GVM's own Pro version, which again costs less and does more. I feel like I have to make a little disclaimer here because just as I was editing this video, I realized that GVM has returned the price to $379 from $229, what I was just talking about. The deal is that that was just a temporary price, temporary discount for maybe like a week or so because they don't have it anymore. So just keep in mind for the rest of the video, everything that I said was related to the price of this light being $229. That's it, back to video. If you need a simple, bright, and all-in-one COB light without DMX, any complication, no extras, just something that you can use in a real world, this actually makes a lot more sense right now because it's no longer priced weirdly. It's actually priced smartly. Before we get into the final rating of this light, let's break down some pros and cons really quickly. It's solid build. It really is. It does feel like it's gonna survive for a couple of years or running on gigs. It's also all-in-one solution, so no ballast to drag, no power bricks, just one cable straight into the wall, one and done. It also does come with a focus reflector, which I think is amazing. This is great. They should even sell this separately. Also, app works great. Once you find a good one, no connection problems, great. 12 built-in light effects. However they are, they're still usable. And if it's your first light, you're probably gonna love it. It also has 2 dual fans that are making this light really cool and doesn't make too much noise. Great. Cons-wise, I only have very few issues, and that's CRI and Lux, which I kind of think are the biggest ones. And I don't think they're bad, I just think they're very, very inconsistent. The results that I'm getting and the results that they're claiming are so far apart that it doesn't give me any confidence that this light will perform properly for a longer period of time. For now, it might be great. If you're a small content creator, you can get this light. It will 100% do the job for any kind of YouTube videos that you're making. But if you want to do something on a more professional level, I don't think this is made for you. You should probably go into the Pro version, which is more expensive, but it has way, way more controls and way better CRI, which is claimed on their website. Now, ratings. Design-wise, it's clean, it's practical, nothing revolutionary. I'll give it 7. I don't think it deserves more than that. Performance-wise, it does deliver a lot of power, but I just don't know, is it a good clean light, because I really can't test it right now. So for that reason, I'll give it 7. And for the price, since now it's $229 and it's actually way cheaper than Pro and it makes more sense, I'll give it 9, which gives us a total rating for this light of 7.3, which I don't think it's really bad. I think it's actually pretty good for a light that costs $229 and it's kind of all-in-one solution. So here's the bottom line. My issue is not with the light. I think it works great. I think it's very functional. And with this price, it's a perfect match for somebody who wants to buy their first light. I have an issue with marketing. The Aero is a good tool, but the exaggerated specs, the weird price positioning at the beginning and kind of lowering the price down, it just doesn't make me trust them. It's why would you change the price in 15, 20 days right away? It just doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's a marketing tactic. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm the problem, you know? But anyway, if you found this video helpful or at least mildly entertaining, give me a like, hit the subscribe button, and tell me in the comments, would you pick the Aero over the Pro for that difference of $150, $60 or nah? Anyway, thank you for watching. My name is Luka and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.